This is Radio Boston. I'm Sasha Pfeiffer. The races are on. With the primaries over, the candidates now begin the 7-week stretch to the Massachusetts general election. And it's likely that all eyes will be on the 10th district. That's the only congressional race without an incumbent. That district has traditionally been Democratic, but earlier this year it voted heavily for Republican Senator Scott Brown. That leads many people to believe the district seat in Congress is up for grabs. The candidates fighting it out are Norfolk County District Attorney Bill Keating, he's the Democrat, and State Representative Jeff Perry, the Republican. And make no mistake, there will be a fight. Here's Keating last night at his election victory.
I believe my opponent has an awful lot to answer for, and I intend to hold him accountable for his action and his inaction.
Keating was referring to an incident that hounded Perry in the Republican primary. In the early 90s, when Perry was a police sergeant in Wareham, one of his officers conducted illegal strip searches of 2 teenage girls. Last night, in his victory speech, Perry turned his attention on Washington.
If you send Jeff Perry to Washington, I will be part of a wave sweeping across this country that will result in 39 or more Republicans elected who will remove Nancy Pelosi from the Speaker's chair.
And now we're joined by State Representative Jeff Perry. Jeff, welcome to Radio Boston.
Well, thanks for having me on. It's an exciting day for us here. Well, I'm down in Sandwich right now on Cape Cod at my campaign office, and the energy is just so high, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk to your listeners.
Great. And first, let me just put out a call to the listeners, because we'd like them to give a call in if they have questions to you. So if you're out there, we have Jeff Perry on the line. He's going to be running for that 10th District Congress seat. If you have questions for him, give us a call at 1-800-423-8255. That's 1-800-423-TALK. Jeff Perry, you've won the primary, obviously. At this point, of course, you've only faced fellow Republicans, even though it was a tough primary, at least in terms of the issues debated. How is your campaign going to change now that you're facing a Democrat?
Well, it doesn't change too much. We're going to keep talking about the issues that, motivate me to be a candidate for Congress, and those are the issues about getting our government back in line with the values of the people from the 10th Massachusetts and, quite frankly, the people of the United States. And when I say that, I mean health care reform, not what they're doing in Washington, but reducing the cost of health care, not turning our decisions over to the federal government, getting a hard line on illegal immigration. I've certainly been doing that at the State House, so people know what I'd like to do in Congress, unconditionally supporting our troops and veterans, getting our tax code in line, getting our deficit in line, and so we're just going to keep talking about the issues. I guess the biggest difference is in the Republican primary, I should say, when you have 4 Republicans talking about the same issues, sometimes it's tough to draw the distinction between fellow Republicans, but there's going to be a clear difference between myself and the Democratic nominee on all those issues, and not only those issues, but issues like Cape Wind, when my Democratic opponent and I are on opposite sides of that issues like the problems of illegal immigration. I've been working on it for 8 years, and I haven't heard my opponent say much on it, so we're going to be having a spirited debate, I'm sure, over the next 7 weeks. We're going to do it in a positive, issues-based way, and I know on November 2nd, the people of this district, which starts up in Quincy, goes down through the South Shore, through Plymouth, and includes all of Cape Cod and the islands, they're going to have a real clear choice about who they want to be their next congressman.
Jeff Perry, you've just mentioned several issues that you believe distinguish you from your opponent. One of them, let's break them down a little bit.
Sure.
One of them was health care. You've said that if elected, you say you're going to vote to repeal national health care, the bill that was passed earlier this year. Why would you repeal it?
Well, a couple of reasons, and let me tell your listeners something they may not know. Back in 2006, I was one of just 2 legislators in the entire state to vote against the Massachusetts-mandated health care bill, which some say is the model for the federal health care bill. So this isn't something new for me, and this isn't a new political position. I felt this way, during my entire legislative career. And I believe that the solutions to our health care crisis is to reduce the cost of health care, not turn those decisions over to the government. So what I would do, other than repealing Obamacare because it's unconstitutional and it's just going to increase our health care costs, what I would do is I'd work on issues like tort reform. I'd work on issues like standardized medical records. I'd be helping physicians and nurses and medical providers work to reduce the administrative burdens that they face. I'd want to allow the entrepreneurial spirit of this great nation, which would create free market solutions, such as allowing consumers to purchase insurance across state lines, or allowing small businesses to combine their buying power to get better deals. The people that I talk to on healthcare, the consumers, they're not afraid of healthcare quality, they're very happy with their health care quality. Geez, people come from all over the world to get access to our health care in the United States. What they're concerned about is the cost of health care. And in the federal bill, known as Obamacare, or in the Massachusetts bill that I voted against in '06, we haven't done anything to reduce the cost of health care. All we've done is turn the decisions and the bureaucracy over to government. And so I want to repeal Obamacare, that's true, but I also want